Okay, so I'm doing another video because I just had a court case Wednesday about child support with kids I have shared parenting with, and of course, that's something that really bothers me because that's not the way it should be. In fact, there's some states that are already recognizing this, like in Kentucky, where like if my kids were here and we had shared parenting, um, there wouldn't be any child support being distributed, and I think this case, it's not very long, but I think this case is going to highlight some things about some of the corruption that's still happening in our governments and things like this because there's no way out of it. You can't. The only solution, because the mother has to agree to everything. The only solution is for me is to go get sole custody, which is not even really what I was trying to do. She lives her life over there in the food stamp world and all this kind of stuff, and I think that's what they're mostly concerned about. But that doesn't have anything to do with me. She's a grown woman. That's something they need to take up with her. That's not supposed to be my responsibility, right? And this child support thing has been proven to be unconstitutional in many ways. And I mean, with court cases, we got like Blessed versus Freestone, where they have literally, the Supreme Court made a ruling saying that child support is not even supposed to be meant to be an entitlement program where everybody qualifies. It's not even. They have an AIDC program where those are the people that are receiving benefits are the only people intended to receive child support, which is still kind of stupid, but it was never intended for this. So they did this broad thing where they just wanted to get as many tax dollars into this program as they could, where they started implementing middle class and upper middle class, and then it turned into millionaires and billionaires, and it's just like there's no end to this beast, this monster. So that's why they have no care whatsoever about what's right or wrong. It's just about getting people to pay into the system. And maybe my case here Wednesday, I recorded it. Probably not supposed to. I don't care. But my case Wednesday, I think, highlights that a lot. And so it's turned into a situation where the only way that I can get out of this, because two things can be true at the same time. I can want to love my children, I want what's best for my children, but not want to pay child support, and want to do it and want to take care of my kids my own way, and not be discriminated against as a non-custodial parent. So, and those two things can be true at the same time. The states, as a matter of fact, they operate this way. In fact, it's into the law where they state clearly that they have their goal is the financial interest, and they also subsequently, usually secondary, care about the best interest of the child as well. Well, if two things can be true for the state, then they can be true for me as well. And so yeah, I'm going to play a little bit of my case here just to kind of give you guys some insight of what's going on in these courtrooms.
This is Wes. We have both parties over Zoom along with Attorney Foote from the CSCA.
Thank you. We are set to address a motion to terminate support that was filed by father. For both of you, this is your first appearance on this case. You both have a right to counsel if there's no agreement.
Oh, real quick too, I wanted to say that in order for this to happen, kids don't like change that much. Well, one of my sons, I don't think would care, but in order to make this happen, I would have to sit my kids down and explain to them that nothing's really going to change. I'm not going to change your schools. I've been driving you 40 minutes to school for years. It is what it is at this point. I enjoy our time in the car on the way to schools in the morning. It's good quality time when they're not sleeping. We have some good conversations. There's some time where I got them in the car where I can give them a brief lecture on life and things like that. So, and we laugh, we joke, sometimes we listen to music. So I don't mind that. But I am going to have to sit them down and explain to them that, like, your life's not really going to be disrupted. We can keep things exactly the way they are, but this is the only way, because the court are so unfair. This is the only way. I have to go file for full custody because you know your mom's gonna get that paperwork in the mail and she's gonna go, your dad's trying to take you. We know what's gonna happen. So I'll just go ahead and set them down in advance and let them so they understand that I'm not trying to disrupt your life, but if it's the only way to get what's fair for your dad. And I know they'll understand. I'm like, I don't want to lose our house. I don't even think this is my house. This is our house. You know what I'm saying? I bought this house. I would never buy a house if I didn't have kids. I bought this house so that my kids, my backyard's all done up for my daughter. My daughter has her own room. My boys have their own room. We have a game room. I didn't buy this house for me. In fact, I don't know what I would have done before here if I didn't have the responsibility to take. I don't even think I would be interested. I probably lived in a damn RV traveling across the country. So I bought this house for my children, essentially, right? Do I enjoy the perks and benefits? Of course, but I work very hard to stay here. Now, yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there before I continue, but yeah.
However, if you cannot afford an attorney, one will not be appointed for you, and that's just due to the nature of this case. So if either of you would like an attorney, you would have to privately retain one with your own funds. So I'll start with you, Mother. Would you like counsel or would you like to waive and proceed on your own?
I like to waive.
All right. And what about you, Father?
I'm going to proceed on my own.
Okay. All right. So, sir, I did review, I'm reviewing your affidavit, and it looks like you're saying that you both have shared parenting, and you feel that you are giving enough support, and you are requesting reimbursement for a lot of things. So let's break this down. How old is this child?
There's two children. It's Austin West and Lucas West. One's 14 and one's 13.
Okay.
So instantly, like right off the bat, I got issues with what's going on here. It's like, are you not prepared? Like the child, clearly you can see on the affidavit we're talking about two children, and you're asking me about the child. Like, are you even prepared to be doing this, lady?
All right, and the shared parenting, is it court ordered?
And you're asking me questions like is the shared parenting court ordered? Like I know you deal with a lot of cases today, but why are you not prepared? Why are you coming in here asking me stupid questions like this that you already should know? Like, be prepared. That's offensive.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, I see the order was last modified in 2020.
Yeah.
She's just winging it. We just, as we go, I'm reading some stuff here. Yeah, another case. Yeah.
And when I look at this worksheet, so, sir, I understand what you're saying. However, because this is a current order of support, meaning the kids are under the age of 18, if mother's not in agreement with terminating support and you don't have custody, then I can't terminate the order.
So we're going to continue to blackmail and extort me for money, even though my children are with me half the time?
Well, it depends on what you're requesting, sir. Your motion requested a termination of the order of support.
So
are you looking to change the order see if you qualify for a modification, or are you looking to completely terminate the order?
Let me ask you this question. Would anybody in their right mind want to pay child support when they have their children half the time?
No, a lot of people don't want to pay child support, period.
Okay, but especially when the children live. They even ask me for things when they're with her.
All right, so this is what I can do. I cannot change the order without looking at both parties' income. Sir, if you want to see if you qualify for a decreased order, that is fine, but child support is really based on the share of incomes. Mother, I would need for you to provide proof of your income. Are you currently working, ma'am? Are you working, ma'am?
No, ma'am. I'm still in the process of trying to. My attorney is still working with trying to get disability.
For 12 years. For 12 years, she's been saying this. Okay? And if they're not giving it to her, there's only two reasons why. Well, one reason why. They know she's full of shit also. she's not disabled. She can work. In fact, when she came to one of the hearings in the courtroom, she came in. She had a cast on her arm with her hand. My sons told me her arm was actually, I saw pictures of it on her Facebook page because at this time, but I saw the scar. That was a cut going up her whole daggone forearm, like a big nasty cut. But I never saw it personally. But she had the cast on in the courtroom, and turns out, and I mean, this woman goes canoeing, does all kinds of stuff, and it turns out the how she got the cast on her arm was from cliff diving. Like I can't even, might hurt my back going cliff diving. But she's so disabled, she's trying to get disability, can't work, and she shows up to court with a cast on her arm from cliff diving. You know, when you jump off the damn rocks into the water and stuff, real high up. I got some more to say about this too, about her front. She lied about, she lied saying I didn't live there, which is part of the reason why I left. As a matter of fact, I told her I don't want to be on food stamps. I'm not a food stamp, I'm not a government assistance type person. It's part of the reason I left in the first place. And then I still get screwed. So she's lying about saying I don't live there when I do. They could have easily verified this by if they would have tried to contact me about the same way they got a hold of me when they wanted to put me on child support back in the day. If they would have took that same, just a fraction of that same energy to ask the father what he wanted to do in this situation, I'd have been, don't give her no, she's lying. Don't give her food stamps. She don't need food stamps. She can work. I would have said this up front, but they don't consult with the fathers. But then when it's time to reimburse them for their money that they're giving to the mothers, now they want to open up this line of communication and be like, oh, well, hey, look, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like, no. Y'all gave her the money without verifying, without checking anything. Y'all gave her assistance. Y'all gave her food stamps without verifying with the father. I'm supposed to be half of this father, and you're going to make these decisions without me, so then deal with it. Deal with it on your own. Don't involve me in that. I didn't ask you for. She's the one who went down there and fraudulently applied for the assistance in the first place. So don't come back looking at me when you want to get your money back. But that's a whole other story. So I forget why I even brought that up. Just I guess basically just to say that they're not doing their due diligence to make sure that the mothers are not taking advantage of the system.
Okay. So I see here, even in 2020, it looks like mother was imputed minimum wage. So even though she wasn't working, they did impute a wage to her as if she was working, sir. So mother, unless you can get me a letter from your doctor saying that you're unable to work, then you would still be imputed minimum wage.
So when she says that, so I understand what they're doing. So they're when they impute a certain income for a person, it's to make it easier on them. And I think it's unconstitutional either direction. So they'll do it for the fathers. They'll do it for the obligor, the person who pays. So they will do that so that if you go make less money, they can still trap you into what your potential earnings are, which is unconstitutional. That's bullcrap. You can't trap me into a certain income. Like if a mother and a father are raising a child or whatever, if a father's raising a child on his own, and that father makes a decision like, look, we don't need all this. We don't need this big old house. We're downgrading. I'm getting a job where I can spend more time with you guys. It pays less money, but that's what I'm going to do. You can't trap somebody in. That's like slavery. You can't trap somebody in a certain income. But that's what they do. They impute these wages so that they can do stuff like that. And then where I think it gets even more screwed up is when they impute the wage for minimum wage for somebody who's not working, because that's just a blatant lie. She is in the courtroom saying, I don't work, I haven't worked, I'm not even looking for work, and yet you're going to continue to impute this freaking minimum wage as if she is working, just so you can have a number to go off of, because you need something. Legal or not, that is wrong. That is fraud. That is fraud. That is a blatant, bold-faced lie. That's what it is. And then you think, this is the second time. They did it in 2020, and I'm sitting there listening to this guy like, what do you mean minimum wage? She's telling you she doesn't work. What are you talking about? And then I'm thinking like, cause it took me a while to even really like understand that was a big deal. And when she reads it on Wednesday, I'm thinking, okay, so she sees that she wasn't working then and they did the same thing. So she's going to be like, oh man, well, you still have a job. You think she's going to be on your side. You think she's going to be like, well, why aren't you working, man? But in fact, they don't care. As long as they're getting money from me.
Sir, I see that you did file a proof of income in this case.
It's crazy.
So what I would like to do is set this matter out one time so that we can have a trial on this, as there is no agreement, and we'll see if he qualifies for a modification, if that's what you would like, sir. But if all you want is a termination, I'm going to have to deny it today.
Your Honor, I think he also asked to be reimbursed for some improper tax credits or something like that.
Okay. So we can address that at the next hearing as well. I'm going to request that both parties provide their tax returns for the last few years.
Ma'am, can I say that ever since we've had the kids, I've only claimed them twice, even though our original support order stated that if he was behind on child support, I was the one that was able to, since he was behind, file for them on my taxes.
And that is typically the case, but here's the thing.
Right.
And again, what you might have been thinking that the judge is going to say is, well, you're not working. Why would you be able to claim the kids? Do you even have a W-2? Like what? You got no W-4, no W-2? How claim what? Like, but they let them do it. And that's why you hear her say, well, typically that is the case, whether you have a job or not. It's insanity. It's insanity. So, like I said, you would think that that statement would get laughed at, but in fact, they treat it with the with seriousness. And I'm just like, and they don't ask any questions. I know we have another hearing coming up, but like it's like, they don't even understand. They say, well, he's back child support. Like, do you understand why? Because I have to take care of my children when they're with me. I have to feed them feed them when they're with me. You know how groceries, everybody knows how much groceries are and the cost of living and stuff. And then on top of that, I don't get freebies. I don't have government assistance. I don't have people paying me money to raise my own kids. I have to do all this honestly. I have to maintain my home honestly by working my ass off every day at a job that I really don't even like that much. But I have to do it. I have to do it. And yet this person just gets to sit around for 12 years and do nothing. And so when I take that money to feed my kids and do things when they're with me, make sure they have clothes and the transportation. They always want to talk about transportation like, bitch, I got transportation too, right? And I got more transportation than you do. I drive them 40 minutes to school in the mornings, okay? So when you ask yourself, well, why are you behind child support? Well, there's no common sense here. And you can't even, and because this whole child support thing is an executive, an enforcement, an executive type environment, it's not as judicial. I was looking into this. You can't use your constitutional rights here because you have to get it to a judicial process, which is, I want to say the only way you can do that is through appeals. But then I'm looking at some of these cases like they can deny you an appeal. How can you deny me an appeal? How can you sentence me to something and then say you can't appeal it? That's crazy. So, but the only way to get it to where you can say my rights are being violated is to get it into the judicial process. But even that's hard to do. So it's a really, really screwed up situation.
I'm not
And
in a
we should
position
every other year,
today
and we should
to make a tax order. We need to come back anyway so that both parties can testify. But I need to find.
There was a tax order. The original magistrate said that since you're not working and he's the one paying, that he put it in there so that only the father can claim the kids. He put it in there. I don't even know what she's talking about. I can pull it up. I wish I would have recorded that one too, because he literally said I can claim them every year since I'm the only one working. He said he doesn't see any reason why she should be claiming them. So that was always, so I don't even know why she's bringing that up. That was on record.
Find out from father, are you open to seeing if you qualify for a decrease in your order?
I'm open to it because I know that I'm going.
I cut some of this shit out because I was starting to get upset. They're playing with people's lives. This is my life. They're playing with, and they're treating it like it's monopoly money. They're acting like they've been out here working their ass off to maintain this life. Meanwhile, so they're just drawing money off the system so their kids can go to private schools, so they can make their tea time at 2:30. Meanwhile, they're just screwing people left and right and don't have a sense of morality about it.
Okay, all right. But, and you may.
No, I know I will. I have another.
Let's get a date to come back because this is going to take some time for both parties to be heard. What's our next court date?
Your Honor, the next court date is June 4th at 11:30.
All right. Well, make sure you read the entry. It will list what I need from both parties. Thank you for appearing, and we'll see you at the next
wait, I have another
date.
question, ma'am.
Yes.
Until that date, can they stop harassing me at my work until we get this resolved? Can they stop sending me letters to garnish my wages when we don't even have this resolved yet?
I don't know what you're referring to, sir. I don't work for the CSCA. I only work for the court.
Your Honor, there's a current order. We're going to keep collecting it until the court orders us to stop collecting it.
Okay, well, I'm going to come after this in a different manner then. All right, June 4th. I'll see you guys then.
All right, thank you for appearing. Have a good day.
All right, so that was it. I mean, there was a little bit more to it I cut out because I don't want y'all hearing me getting all upset because this shit's upsetting. This shit makes you want to punch a damn hole through the wall, and they're up there like, calm down. Like, calm down. I'm about to kick everybody in here's ass. What are you talking about? Calm down. Up here playing with my money. But anyway, I just wanted you guys to hear a little bit of what's going on inside of these courtrooms. Thanks for listening. I hope this thing goes viral so people can see how effed up this crap is. And like, comment, and subscribe. It will help me out. It will help me get this video out. I want to get this video out to a lot of people so they can understand, like, wow, I didn't know that was happening. Because that's when I tell people these stories out on the streets, nobody can believe it. So I'm making a video so people can believe it. So they can hear it and understand something needs to be done. You can't go around violating people's rights just so you can make a buck. See you on the next one. I'm out.